the girls will put the rules down for you.
Start the rules.
Risha, you need to be outside there, right here. Yeah, see the camera is there, right? So you want to be dead in front of the camera, here. Perfect. Why here? Because this light falls on your face. Okay, if you come here, your face will be dark. Okay, thanks. Paresh uncle has to think of all of the kids, right? Okay, so let's do this. 3, 2, 1, go.
Hi everyone, my name is Janvi Palariku. I'm 13 years old and I'm attending 8th grade at the Academy for Science and Design in Nashville. Just this past summer, I was one of the kids graduating this class. Public speaking has really helped me become more confident to get up and talk in front of people like I'm doing right now. Without further ado, welcome to yet another graduation for Circles of Growth. I can't believe just a few months ago I was one of the kids graduating today, and it gives me immense pleasure to be back on the stage again, but in a different role. Just the way I did, I know all the students who are graduating today have worked hard to get to this stage, so I'd like to wish them all good luck. Before we start, here are some housekeeping rules. Number 1, please switch off your phones and put them in vibrate mode. Number 2, if you must make a call, please leave the room and re-enter only when the current speaker is done speaking. Number 3, if you need to use the restroom, the same rule applies. Number 4, I also encourage you not to talk amongst yourselves as it distracts the speaker. Number 5, we are also recording the children's speeches, so I'd much rather have you enjoy these moments than concentrating on the video recording. This is how the program will go. We will have 5 graduates who are speaking today. After that, the chief guest for today will come on stage and speak about their own role in the community. Immediately after this, the graduates will receive their certificates of accomplishment. After that, we will have plenty of photo opportunities. Now, I would like to welcome Richa on stage to introduce the first speaker. Please give her a big hand.
Isham Padmawar is 10 years old and is in 5th grade. He lives in Massachusetts. I would like to introduce my good friend Isham.
Thank you, Richa, for introducing me. So, hi, my name is Isham. I'm 10 years old and in 5th grade. And today I'd like to talk to you about human evolution. Have you ever wondered? There's so many different types of fish, birds, lizards, but just one species of humans. Are we really that special? Who are we? Where did we come from? And today I'll tell you about it from the origin of humans to the future. I'll tell you about some species of humans, human migration, some ancient civilizations, and future of humanity. So let's start. Imagine you had a time machine and you could go back in the past. You would see many different species of humans walking around side by side on planet Earth. Our type of human is called Homo sapien. Let me tell you about another species of human known as Homo neanderthal. Neanderthal dominated most of Europe and parts of Russia. It had features like big bones and was stronger and better adapted to its cold environment than the Homo sapiens. It had bigger noses than us, and its brains were bigger than our brains too. So maybe it was smarter than us too. Another interesting type of human is called Homo floresiensis, which somehow got trapped on an island in Indonesia. And then over time it got smaller and smaller, until the tallest humans were just 3.5 feet tall. That's even shorter than me, so imagine how small their kids were. They shrunk because of low food on the island, so the smaller they got, the less they would need to eat and they could survive. So all these human species lived around the Earth, but about 100,000 years back, our ancestors, Homo sapien, started migrating out of Africa. They had already developed complex tools and techniques, and soon conquered the world. Recent advances in gene mapping techniques have helped scientists to understand the human migration paths. They left Africa and traveled through India to Southeast Asia. From there, some went to Europe and Australia, others went to the Pacific Islands, and the rest crossed the land bridge, which is underwater right now, to North and South America. So all these humans were hunters. But now we live in a civilized place. So how do you think the civilization started? It was the invention of farming that stopped people from moving from place to place in search of food. They settled around the farmlands, forming cities, communities, states, which started trades and the birth of civilizations. Mesopotamia, modern-day Iraq, Syria, is the world's first known oldest civilization. They invented many things that we take for granted today, like farming, schools, and a wheel. The second oldest civilization is Indus Valley, or Harappan civilization, which is in current-day parts of Afghanistan, Pakistan, and India. They had planned cities with water supply, sewage, and drainage systems. They had a very complex script, which is still not deciphered. Maybe you'll be the one to decipher it. You never know. And has anybody watched a Bollywood movie, Mohenjo-daro? Well, it's a love story, like any other Bollywood movie, but it will give you a glimpse of the Indus Valley civilization. And I do not recommend watching the first half, because it's very boring. I tried watching it twice and fell asleep both times. Now on to the Egyptians. The first thing that you might think of when you think of the Egyptians are the pyramids. And yes, they built the pyramids. They're still here after 3,000 years, which is a pretty long time. But also they built huge dams, so like the size of the Hoover Dam, which you've all probably seen, and it's pretty big. So that's a pretty big accomplishment too. And the last civilization I'd like to tell you about is the Mayan Civilization. The Mayans were great astronomers. They studied the motion of the planets and stars in great details. Their calendars even included the leap year. They were able to build temples which would have a slot where the sun would shine through at a specific time of day and year and everything. So now I've talked about from the original humans to the civilizations. So what's next? The future. There are many optimistic views and pessimistic views of our future. Has anybody read the book Moon Base Alpha? Well, it's a positive book that gives you a good view of our future, with people living, working, and going to school on the moon. Someday, we may become a multiplanetary species. We may discover medicines that will let us live to eternity. And then, there's a negative view of our future. Everybody nuking each other until the entire human race is wiped off the face of the earth. And then, there's a little bit less deadly but still deadly way, the robot apocalypse. So what is my view of the future? I can get on a spaceship, fly to my grandparents that live on a whole other planet, and come back and go to school the very next day. Wouldn't it be great if we had this technology soon? So today, I talked about some species of humans, human migration, some ancient civilizations, and future humanity. So it's so interesting to me that our history is so complex, and I really want to learn more about it, and I hope you do too. And I recommend, if you were ever in New York, you visit the Museum of Natural History. It has lots of good information on past humans. So after listening to my speech, I hope that you're as interested in me in human evolution as many more questions about it. Thank you.
Cool, awesome.